Max TV and StarTimes is brought to you by High Sense Medeama for Herbal Clinic, JB Fresh Juice, and of course being supported by Max Buy. My name is Mutala Yakuba, but unfortunately we have to say bye-bye to our viewers on Max TV, and we have to cross over to StarTimes Adepa channel 247, where we'll be having the full-time discussion there. See you after this.
So I'm going to rent. Now better not me fee. Oh.
StarTimes say, a new concert sika would your TV no. New boy a ding at
So I'm going to rent. Now better not me fee. Oh.
StarTimes say, a new concert sika would your TV no. New boy a ding at Danka.
Oh, prepaid NASA.
A new concert sika would your TV no. New boy a ding electricity bills.
Done well to keep that in.
Dad, school fees.
A new concert sika would your TV no. New boy where ding my school fees. StarTimes dear, yet siapa. Ye never pay TV. You wanted job from MOBA to me share any swag. Into BA to me shimmy. Ubit me down quite Nadia my StarTime TV. As I say, and you remember could any chick who was soon dear. Then you now StarTimes. Aye, StarTimes. I be more premium entertainment. And no my yenny canica be my fee. I yet deck. The of course we are singing now. When you be okay, our StarTimes. So I wouldn't even say we hear StarTimes. Oh, there was a tough form. Me say, and Jenny dear, a true chada.
StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
So we're live on StarTimes at the channel 247, and in the end it was Berekum Chelsea that got a 2-0 victory over Medeama. Good one for Samuel Bodu and the boys. My name is Mutala Yakubu, still in the company of Naneju and Josiah Okokwe. 2-0 victory for Samuel Bodu. Joy for him, Josiah.
Good game for him, and I believe this is exactly what they needed from this game. I think we all attested to the fact that it was going to be a very, very difficult game, despite the fact that they were playing at the Berekum Golden City Park. It wasn't so easy for them. We saw how they struggled in the first half. It was all Medeama in the first half, but then they came back from recess. They showed so much quality. They wanted it more. The hunger, the desire to get a 3 point, was there. And those were some two good goals they got in the second half of the game. This goal in particular, very, very good timing, and Jau with his positioning, I believe he found himself at the right place also at the right time. There were questions about if, Felix Che was impeded in the build-up to that goal, but then I believe the referee wasn't having any of that because he felt it was a legitimate goal and it should have stood. And at this point, you knew that it was going to be a tall order for Medeama because this is a game that was destined not to have so many goals in it. And even as a 1-0, we thought that was going to be it because we saw the first half. The first half was very, very cagey. Yes, Medeama having some decent chances but failing to score. But then just look at that. You could tell that, there was some collision over there between the Berekum Chelsea goal.
Felix was actually appealing to the referee that he was fouled there.
That should have been a foul, if you ask me, because the Berekum Chelsea player just missed the ball. He didn't even make any contact.
Yeah.
But then guess what happens? He just bumps into Felix G, and that should have been a foul. You could see the players protesting that should have been a foul. But then take nothing away from that goal, Jao. You could see bodies on the line for Medeama. There were so many, but I think about 4 players on the line trying to stop that ball. But then once he had picked his spot, there was no way anyone was going to save that. And at that point, you knew Chelsea were just going to be on the right because to take the lead in such a cagey game, all you have to do is to just defend your lines, money the game, and you see it through. And then the second goal came, through a free image. Another beautifully, worked goal, excellent finishing from Mejaki Friye to give them 2-0. And I believe with this win, Mutala, they it's a good one for them. It adds a lot. It boosts their confidence and morale going into the next game.
Of course, another 2-0 victory for Berekum Chelsea. It will change their fortunes on the table.
It will help them a lot, and I think where they find themselves now, they are about 70% guarantee safety for next season. Berekum Chelsea did not really start well. Remember in the first round, normal peke draws were home games, but Samuel Boadu came in. They find a way to get the maximum wins at their home venue. So to win against Medeama is a big statement to them. And Medeama lose way, they will struggle to retain the Premier League title. So a good win for Berekum Chelsea, and I'm happy for a player like Mejaki Friye. Josiah was talking about him and Stephen Amankona before the start of the game, how important those players were to Berekum Chelsea. Last season, before he was moving to that trials, he went in Belgium. He had 12 goals already in the Ghana Premier League. This particular season, they have a player in their team, Amankona, also having 12 goals already in the Premier League. So having those two players combining and every year getting a goal for Berekum Chelsea, I think it's a big morale booster for the guy. And I think one of the players Berekum Chelsea was really counting on them. They have some few experienced players who came to the party today for them to get the maximum 3 points against Medeama. And I think that it has worked for them. A win against Medeama will give them that confidence in the rest of the games that will many opportunities in the Premier League. So it's a good win for Samuel Boadu and his guys.
Okay, so let's. That was the first goal that was scored, and the second came from Meshak Friye. Last season, he was their top scorer. He went to sleep a bit, but then that was a powerful drive from him to get the second goal. Brilliant work.
It was just a perfect strike from Meshak Friye, and I believe the Medeama defense allowed him too much space, too much room, and too much time on the ball, and you'd be questioning who was supposed to just react quickest to that one, because he had enough time to control this with his chest, allow it to drop, then hit it on the half volley. And he has lovely technique from Mejaki Friye. He's a player of so much quality. He has so much quality, and he displays that in almost every game he plays for Berekum Chelsea. But then I think I would lay the blame on the doorsteps of the defenders. Just too much space for such a deadly player. This is a player who led the scoring charts last season until he left, and it took almost 5 or 6 game weeks before any player could catch up with him. But then just look at that, too much space for him, and all he had to do was just slot that one down low, and made it very, very difficult for Che to deal with that. You look at the angle where he slotted that, there was no way Che, despite being on the full stretch, could have saved that. Medeama should have been on the alert. They just should have known what to do at that point. Yes, it was a loose ball, came off, I think, Amwa also, but then to allow him to control the ball with his chest, allow him that luxury and time and space to hit that again on the volley, it was just
And it wasn't an easy finish. It wasn't an easy finish, especially when the ball is dropping that low and you need to hit on a half volley.
You need to make it difficult for the player. Yeah. You need to even the path where the ball travels. Just look at that. It was just too easy. Who is applying pressure on Mejak Efriye? Someone needs to be applying pressure. Someone needs to be closing in on Mejak Efriye. Someone needs to get a job done on the striker, because this is a deadly striker. This is a striker who scored 14 goals last season. He knows how to get the goals. But then when you allow him such space, he is going to hurt you. And I believe, going into this game, most of the defenders had their eyes on Stephen Amankuna, who is the top scorer in the league this season.
Yeah.
They thought maybe Mejak, yes, we all know what he has, his pedigree and all that as a striker, but maybe they felt he wasn't as deadly as he was last season. It's Amankuna who is the max man for them. He has 12 goals. He's the top scorer in the league. So let's get a job done on Amankuna. And every time Amankuna had the ball, you had about 3 defenders trying to get the ball off him, dispossess him. So once you give Mejak Efriye such luxury and space, Mutala is just one thing. He's going to punish you, and at that point there was no way Medeama were going to get back from that.
Okay, Medeama couldn't get back from that. Nanedu, you saw the second goal from Mejak Efriye. This is a striker who has shown his prowess before. Last season he was their top scorer, went away, came back. This season has started a bit slow for him, but then he reminded us of why he's Mejak Efriye.
Yeah, and I think Samuel Bodu is bringing back, the confidence that we know Berekum Chelsea used to have in the Ghana Premier League. You can see from his reaction after a few years scoring that important goal for Berekum Chelsea. You can see his relationship with the players, how he reacted after that particular 80th minute goal from Berekum Chelsea, and it tells you a lot that he has brought some vibe and energy within the team that is working for Berekum Chelsea. So it's an important win for them, and that particular goal will lift the confidence of that young guy, Efriye Meshak. So I'm happy for him and the brilliant goal he scored against Medeama.
Win for Berekum Chelsea, defeat for Medeama. Their title defense slipping away from them.
Mutala, it's almost over for them. I think it's all about over for them. And sorry, there's no way they are going to defend the title. You look at the consistency being shown by Samatex and Nations FC, and you'd question the mentality of Medeama if they really had wanted to win the league on back-to-back occasions. You need to work more than you did the first season where you won it, because teams are just going to figure you out. Teams are going to see how you set up. You get it. And I think, playing 6 games in Africa, more than 6 games, they played 10 games in Africa, including the prelims. That means 10 more games for you to play this season. And that means you need a bigger squad. You need a larger squad. And that's one thing they also failed to get coming into this season. At this point, if you are 10 points adrift of Samatex with about 7 more games to go, Mutala, there's no way you are going to win the league, because 7 games means an available 21 points. Now you ask yourself,
Samatex is having 4 games in
at home.
Yeah.
So Samatex going
4
to drop
out of the 7 games left
at home.
Yeah.
So you ask yourself, are they going to drop 12 points or even 11 points? For media, because it's also not a given, and I think the odds will be, about 1 million for media to win all their 7 games without dropping points. So for Samatex, I think at this point they just have to try and stay in control and not get ahead of themselves. But for Medeama, once we are talking about the title challenge, I don't think it's still on for them. After this defeat, they know that it's just game over for them. But then we have always advocated that we want to see some level of consistency with our champions, because you look at other teams that make it to the CAF Champions League and Confederations Cup, and these are teams that show consistency. USM Algiers, you talk about Al Ahly, Sundowns, RS Berkane. Mention the teams. These are teams that always go there season in, season out, and compete with the creme de la creme in African football. So you don't go there one season, then you ghost, then you go there again after 5 seasons trying to rub shoulders with them. It doesn't work. And that's one of the, yes, we give them credit for what they are doing in the league. Credit to Medeama for what they did in Africa. They gave a good account of themselves, but we know that the opponent or the opposition they faced were just too strong for them. But you need to do it on a consistent basis. And how do you get there? You need to book a ticket by winning the league again. And that's something they are not going to do. So imagine going 3 seasons without going to Africa. You feel rusty, you come back, then back to square one. So that's why I feel a bit disappointed in Medeama for not being able to defend the title.
Well, we would have a listen to the coaches very shortly. But March the 27th, these are the results that we had. No, we'll have to correct that and come back because the likes of Asante Kotoko won against Samatex. I'm not sure Kotoko fans will be happy seeing the 0-0 there because Oma really back so I was at the 0-0 but I will correct that and come back. But again, Nane also say it is over for Medeama. But the coaches are ready to talk to us. Let's go back to the break. Golden City Park and have a listen to them.
You were expecting after the defeat in Samatex?
Yes, as I said during the post-match, I told you guys that Medeama is a very difficult side to beat in a way, and we hope to beat them not at least a goal, and we have done it.
You said you were going to do this because it's hardly for them to concede 2 goals. You perfectly worked on this one.
Yes, we saw their style of play, we watched their videos, and then we studied them. So later they find out that our right back is giving them problems, so they decided to play 2 left backs. So that was their woes.
But you guys seem to have done something from the bench after introducing Vincent Ejay and also trying to open up the spaces on the wings. It worked for you.
Yes, we try to draw them through the middle. We keep the ball in the middle and then we draw them through that so that they will leave the pockets behind them, and then we were using that pockets.
Your go-to man for goals did not score today, Amankuna, but you must be excited that the youngster Jehu and Mizake Free got you the goals.
Yeah, that's what a team is. You shouldn't rely on a person. You shouldn't rely on a player. We have the men who can do it at any given point. So that is what they have done.
Let me ask you this. You and Sami won the Premier League at Hartsabok. I just checked on the league table. You've climbed to the 5th position on 40 points. Samatex have 49. Are you thinking about catching up and winning the league?
It's a tall mountain to climb at the moment. Unless Samatex and those who are above us slip. If they slip, yes, we are coming.
A trip to Dawood to play Legon Cities next. Your expectations?
We are working on that, and then we hope to get a very good result.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
What happened to your team?
Yeah, very disappointed result for us. We really, from our plan for this game, we didn't realize 2 situations before goals. Really, I don't know what's happened. This is moment when we didn't be in action on time. We are going back in situations when we must go forward and attack. This is something what we didn't realize perfect. We really told too much about these situations because we scan our opponent well, and really they beat us how we draft and how we show on the board. Congratulations opponent team for this victory. Really they did well, and congratulations for victory and fair and correct game.
Are you also worried that you didn't create enough scoring chances, and defensively too you didn't look very organized?
I'm not really, this is not my opinion. In first half we didn't score a few great opportunities, especially 1-against-1 with goalkeeper. This is opportunity what you must score always. No, just on field like this where you can't create perfect opportunities and perfect actions. We really did well. You know how it is in football. Sometimes you will win after first action. Sometimes you will win after last action. Look, opponent they were patient and wait good opportunity, and then they scored. We didn't do it on time, and we came in serious trouble.
You think your goalkeeper could have done something about the 2 goals?
I'm not sure. First, I don't want to comment first goal because this contact I didn't see well. The keeper, I don't blame. Goalkeeper, we have enough players in front of him always. For me, keeper is never. I don't blame him.
Your next stop, you go back home to play against Kotoko. That's a big one after losing. What reaction are you expecting from your boys in Takwa?
This is perfect motivation. Kotoko is very big club, and always if you are playing against teams like Kotoko, this is great motivation for all teams. For us, this is good opportunity to confirm our good work. This is not performance like we working on our training session. This is not performance like we expect. We know we can do better, and I hope we will confirm this in next match.
Better luck next time.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Charlie, congratulations, best player. Who game this saying?
Oh, game the because the first half no ye the baby na ye din see be shego enti ye kasa kire ye ho e wo dressing room ho se second half no they say ba all out need to take 3 points no
na mukoya Samatex ko share mo ba game we mu no ko isi mu de share mu team say Medeama de mo share mo more than 1 goal mu sada na o mu team.
Oh ye ko Samatex no na me ka say a mistake bibre ene ma consider nti ye ba game we mu no na determine say ye consider biem o say team take 3 points no say na be ya ye be kosro on the league table.
Medeama are very good midfielders. Mano Mante, Jack Pasu, as we know, I say, money was through now they are the best player. We are saying.
Like I say, me player fina me starting. Player fina me starting. I was saying team Peja me modi monu. Me send a beya me chen other midfielders no. And next match I call Legon Cities. I was say me send Peja me chen send Peja mu hanu no.
Is that then I'll be catch your fans no?
Me da fans ni nyina ase. Omona aboa me a metima beduru pempenso we me da obi bia ase obi obehwe mbia.
You're who Yamin Shao.
Thank you.
That is how things ended, and we've heard from the two coaches there. They are all, okay with the results, especially Neboshka, who is the coach of Medeama, expressing his disappointment that all the same he was happy with the performance of the boys and says that he will correct that in the next game. Their next game is against Kumasi Asante Kotoko at the Akon Park there. So, Jose, you've heard from two managers. Both of them okay with the performance.
Yeah, especially for Berekum Chelsea, they feel okay. They feel it's despite the fact that it was a very, very rigorous approach to the game. The game really demanded a lot, and they also had to stay up to the task. And walking away with 3 points is very good because now it catapults them into the top 6. It's just that that inferior goal difference is not really helping them, but it's a very, very good win for them. For Medeama, now it looks like gradually they are beginning to accept that the title challenge or the title defense is gradually slipping away from them, and there's no way there'll be keeping that title again. That title might not be there. Maybe it's good, it might stay within close proximity because Medeama are also from the western side, Samatex, and they are trying to get it from them. But for now, if they are thinking about trying to retain the title, I believe yes, they will need to work hard and hope that other teams will also do them a favor, especially the teams that Samatex will be coming up against. They really need to do them a big favor.
Okay, so let's look at all the results. Let's go through before we check out of the studios. We started on Saturday where Legon Cities had the 2-0 victory over Hartlepool. Karela drawing 1-1 with Accra Lions, and Kotoko finally winning the game as they got a 1-0 victory over Samatex. Baby and the Gold Stars also pipping Medeama by a goal to nil. Embo for Quadri 1-1 with Berekum United. Heart of Lions also beating Nations FC by 3-2, and in Swaterman went all the way to Nalego to beat RTU by 2-1. Berekum Chelsea beating Medeama. Dreams FC were in Africa, so their game against Great Olympics was postponed. If we can look at the table before we check out of the studio. So this is how the table looks like. Samatex are on top with 49 points. Nations FC are second with 44 points. Adriana are third with 42 points. And Swaterman are seventh with 41 points. Berekum Chelsea started the day on seventh position. Now they are fifth on the table with 41 points. Accra Lions are sixth with 40 points. Berekum United are 7th with 39 points. Medeama have dropped to 8th with 39 points. And maybe any Gold Stars are 9th with 38 points. Now they do Berekum Chelsea changing their position on the table.
Now 5th on the league log, and I think they are coming. We still have about 7, right?
Yeah.
7 games to go. So they are coming, but it may be late for them to overtake Samatex. Looking at the point they have, 8 points separating them and Berekum Chelsea. I think Samatex close to clinching the Premier League. Their game against Olympics this particular weekend will be a crucial game for them. If they're able to pick the maximum 3 points against them, that means they will be around 11 points separating them and Berekum, Chelsea, and the rest of the teams on the league level.
Okay, so that is the top half of the table. Let's look at the other half of the table where we have the likes of Asante Kotoko, who are sitting 10th with 36 points. Hearts of Oka 11th with 35 points. Legon Cities also have 35 points and are 12th. Great Olympics are 13th with 33 points. Dreams FC, they have 2 games in hand but are 14th with 31 points. Bofakwa lies just a place above the relegation zone. They are 15th with 31 points. And the last 3 teams on the Ghana Premier League table are Karela United with 31 points. Hearts of Lions are 17th with 28 points, and Rotamale United are rock bottom of the table, 18th with 25 points. Josiah, Kotoko has together, but RTU, Heart of Lions, still in the relegation zone.
Yeah, Kotoko Hearts, I don't know, but it looks like they are fighting for the title over here, this bottom half of the table. But Heart of Lions recorded a good win over Nations FC over the weekend, and it's not bad. They still have some more work to do, especially if they do not want to return to that very, very competitive Division 1. They still have lots of work to do. It's Real Tamale United for me to stay at home and lose to Swatchaman. It's just not good, especially for a team that's looking at battling relegation and trying to escape this danger. You should be picking your home wins. It's very, very important. But then for teams, 3 games in hand, they just need to win them, and that could maybe push them into the
So there's more on the Ghana Premier League tomorrow on the GPL headquarters at 3 p.m. with Yao Ampofu Ankara as you delve deep into all the matches that were played in the match day 27 of the Ghana Premier League, and even preview the upcoming matches where we know that Medeama will be taking on Asante Kotoko. My name is Mutala Yakubu. Thanks to Josiah Okokwe. Thanks to Nanedu for always being here and being my partners in crime as far as the Ghana Premier League is concerned. The other crimes they commit, I have no idea about that. My name is Mutala Yakubu. See you the next time.
StarTimes say, a new concert sika wutia TV no. Ne boy den eche wo danka.